Hi, my name is Dr. Ken Roberts and I am the founder of the Perpetulant Institute. And today I'd just like to go over some components of digital transformation and why the business model in organizations is changing. All of the ecosystems, whether it's an HRIS system, a CRM system, a data analytics system, and I want to talk about data analytics. These ecosystems are now merging. There are certain departments within organizations, within HR, that will be non-existent in the future because of the merging of these ecosystems. Number one is the learning and development discipline. I recently had an opportunity to evaluate some feedback in the learning and development arena with some various practitioners, and I can tell you I'm somewhat surprised that they do not see the tsunami that is headed their way. And that tsunami is basically going to wipe out and decimate the L&D practitioner industry unless certain maneuvers are made to detach themselves from human resources and to maybe attach themselves or tether themselves more to the executive C-suite level, where they can be closer to the strategic plan and the strategic objectives of the organization. Now let me be clear. With the pandemic and COVID-19, all of the C-suite executive teams are having to re-examine where are we going? What do we need to do? How do we stay vibrant? Do we have the right employees? Do the employees have the skills they need to take us to the next level of performance so we can be competitive? These are all the questions they're asking. And so consultants, or those C-suite positions, and let me just say, C-suite positions are changing. The COO position is changing. The second in command position, now that position has to be geared to incite elements of creativity, elements of innovation. It needs to tether itself very closely to technology. The CIO position is now becoming the SO position, which is regarding data security. And so lots of changes at the C-suite or decision maker area. And this decision making level is under attack because now they've got to take a look at those strategic objectives, normally over the next 3 or 5 years, and they're looking really at the next horizon. And there needs to be a process. They need to have an executional process that allows them to evaluate their strategic plan, to determine what didn't work last year or what's not working pre-pandemic and in the pandemic, and what needs to be working post-pandemic in order to sustain performance. If learning and development professionals aren't developing the necessary criteria and skills build for employees based on those goals and objectives, they're lost, unfortunately. And so, as I've talked before, the ecosystems that are emerging are causing companies and executives to re-examine their business model. Digital transformation is all about digitizing information, digitizing it and creating a very structured output versus unstructured data. You know, the Perpetulant Institute is focused on knowledge management. We focus on the knowledge management of the future of things, the future of work, the future of humans, the future of the future working environment. But what's more important is that data will drive it. Data analytics will be a major part of that. And coupled with AI technology, meaning artificial intelligence. And so my message today is really to send a clarion call to learning and development practitioners. If you don't have the tools to interject yourself and get a seat at the table, talking to executives, to evaluating their strategic plan, and I'll say in mostly small and medium-sized businesses, for that matter, you may not have an oar in the water in the next year or so. And so I caution in terms of instructional design, in terms of what's driving the creation of data, the use of technology, how training is being delivered, which, by the way, in-person facilitation is just out of the question with the pandemic. And so everything now is virtual. And we have to rely on human logic. You know, what's driving that L&D content, and making sure that we take a look at the analytics departmentally and the accountability And therefore, once the solutions have been generated to address the low-hanging fruit in terms of objectives and goals of an organization, that's when L&D, e-learning practitioners, etc., that's when you create the guts of a training program, of a development program, an e-learning system, an LMS additive component that moves the organization forward. Once again, my name is Dr. Ken Roberts, founder of the Repedulant Institute, with a quick cautionary yellow light for those that are listening. Please stay tuned. The Institute has tools and utilities to help practitioners in this regard, and I hope we have an opportunity to provide that service to you in the future. Thank you so much for listening.